Hello, people. Welcome to Main Event Boxing Talk. And I've got my people here with me. Hello, Tom.
Hi, Nathan.
All right. Hello, Spencer.
What's going on? How you doing?
I'm good, mate. Yeah. Right, let's get straight into it then. So, for the Conor Ben Vargas card, did everybody watch this card?
I saw it.
Okay.
Okay,
Well,
what fights did I see? Yeah, I seen this one. I know I seen the Ben Vargas fight.
okay. We'll start with.
Wasn't that much to see.
Okay. We'll quickly start with Savannah Marshall. She wins inside 3 rounds. There was nothing really to see. Savannah Marshall.
Yeah, I seen that fight too.
She's obviously an elite fighter, the same as Carissa Shields, and there's not a lot of talent in that division. Right.
Yeah.
And did everybody watch Shannon Courtney against Ebane Bridges?
I heard that one was a good one.
I did. I watched it. Ebane, I've had some communication back and forth with her on Twitter. And she likes to show up in lingerie and show off her, her store-bought breasts, which is fine. She likes to show off her body, but she took a lot of good shots. Her eye was busted up, but she hung in there.
She surprised me. I didn't even think she'd make it to the final, but I thought she was going to be knocked out in 3 or 4 rounds. Shannon Courtney did well, but from watching this fight, this just shows you the talent isn't in women's boxing. Those two are novices. That really, in any other sort of like that standard, there was no technique. None of them were particularly any good,
Well, it is what it is, man. You want to say something, Spencer?
Yeah, I mean, what standard you judging them by?
There is no real standard, is there? Not really in the bantamweight.
They're setting it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Nathan doesn't like female boxing.
It's in its infancy. I think it's going to be.
No, it's not.
But listen. Okay, all due respect to the fellas, right? But if you look at tapes of Jack Johnson days, those guys, their form is nothing like the way guys fight now.
Mm-hmm.
Like they compared to the way guys are stand and have defense today, look like it's a whole totally different sport than what they was doing back then.
I don't know what they were doing 100 years ago. I mean, but it was what it was,
So if we judge the ladies boxing to guys boxing now, then that's unfair.
I agree. I think there is some very good talent out there. Shannon Courtney was a better boxer than Ebane.
Yeah, but we need to look at it this way. Like if you look at the top, like the light heavyweight division, all those titles are vacant, right? And also, if you look at super middleweight, there's probably only Savannah Marshall and Carissa Shields in that division that are the two best, and the rest are streets behind.
I mean, Christina Hammer ain't bad. Like just because she lost to Clarissa Shields don't mean she's garbage.
No. But what I'm saying, there's probably only like about 8 top fighters in that division. The rest are not up to standard of what those are the women are.
That's why they need to fight each other.
Right. Exactly.
To draw more interest. To draw more interest into the sport. Those will be entertaining and interesting fights.
Yeah.
Well, what about Amanda? Amanda's great.
I like to see her fight Katie. So
that would be.
I keep saying they should do a co-main with Savannah versus Clarissa and Katie versus Amanda.
Right. Exactly. We'll move on to the next fight. I didn't watch the Farouk fight. I didn't bother with that. So we'll move on to the main event. Conor Ben completely destroys Samuel Vargas in 1 minute and 20 seconds.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we talked about this, and he had the power to do that. Yeah. And he's gotten better. I got to say, he's gotten better. I've watched the big fights, and his defense. He's not punching as wide, which is good. I don't know if he goes up against some of the top guys like Ennis or any of those guys. He's going to get killed. He's not ready for those guys.
No, Vargas.
Pick them apart.
I'm not going to say Vargas was shot. Vargas has always been what he is, and it's a good performance. So carry on. Want your view on this one?
Okay.
Good.
Be honest. Be as honest.
With this, there's a big opinion. There's a lot of people out there with the opinion that the fight was stopped early. It was stopped too soon. Vargas wasn't really out of it, and Vargas is a seasoned enough veteran that they they should have allowed him to see if he could withstand that Conor onslaught so early in the fight. Now, with saying that, they also there's an opinion out there that a lot of Brits do that. They come on early in the fight to get the refs, like the other guy isn't really warmed up yet. They out of their element. They coming in the UK, so they come in, and then the Brit comes in and fires away real quick, and they stop the fight quick because the guy's putting his guards up and not throwing back. He's just waiting.
Okay, can I interject something here?
Go ahead.
I want to bring out a point because I watched the fight closely, and it's my opinion that the referee was correct to stop it. If you watch, when he had him on the ropes, Vargas dropped his hands and his head went back and he was completely defenseless. And that's when the referee stepped in. Once he saw that, that was actually the right time to stop it, because he dropped both hands. His head was being shot back a couple of times, and he had no way to recover, to defend himself. And the ref stepped right in there. I think if it would have went on longer, or if he gave him a standing out, 8 count, whatever, it would have still been the same, because he had him very hurt at that point.
Okay, with the standing 8 count, there's no standing 8 counts, but
there used to be.
Right, but adding to what you just said, though, when he did go up against the ropes, a lot of people with that same opinion about it starting early, or getting stopped too early, they also believe that should have been considered a knockdown, and the ref should have jumped in anyway to not allow that onslaught. That should have been considered a knockdown, and he should have started counting. And then that way, Conor wouldn't have been able to keep punching him the way he punched him on the ropes. Because when he first went on the ropes held him up.
Exactly.
So and he came back and started punching some more and some more. So, good win. Nothing to take away from Conor Benn, especially this stage of his career. This is what you expect to do. He did better. He did better in this stage of his career versus Vargas than Spence did when he fought Vargas in a similar point of their career.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with that.
The thing I think was people are hyping this kid up now. He's not on that level yet. He wouldn't even beat Avanasian as it stands right now.
He could fight Josh Kelly. He could fight Josh Kelly. He could fight guys like Mo Hooker. I think if they could get Virgil, what's his name? Victor Ortiz. Ortiz. He could probably beat those guys now.
I think he could beat Amir Khan, from what I've seen. But then again, we can't really say to him, I can't overhype this boy. Do you understand? Like, you can't overhype him. He has,
You got to see how he's going to take hits from seasoned guys.
Yes, absolutely.
What did we learn?
Because he has holes in his defenses.
But we didn't learn anything.
Right.
He could have done with a tough 10 or 11 round fight rather than that. That doesn't do anything. That doesn't progress.
They was actually hoping for that, I think. That they didn't think Vargas was going to give him too much, but hey, it is what it is. Good win.
That's right. It's boxing. That's what it is.
Yeah. So for me, you can put him in there with Amir Khan. Amir Khan's not going to want to fight him. Why would Amir Khan wait to give him the time of the day? There's no belts. The money wouldn't be good for him.
There's nothing in it for him.
Listen. If Conor Benn, I'm gonna just say this. This may be me being optimistic.
He beat Amir Khan. He beat him.
Let me just. Maybe this is being optimistic. Hypothetically, if Amir Khan and Kell Brook fight next, and Amir Khan wins that,
I don't want to see that,
right?
Yeah.
Hold up. And Amir Khan wins that fight. Conor Benn fights another guy like the level of Avanasian or something like that, and he wins. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's no reason why Conor Benn and Amir Khan wouldn't get it on after that. Amir Khan, I think it's a pay-per-view fight in the UK and try
it would be. But to
or
me,
the Middle East or something. So
but let's be honest. Amir Khan against Conor Benn is not a pay-per-view fight in any alternative unit, in my opinion. I think if Eddie Hearn sticks it on pay-per-view, I think he's going to get some stick. Amir Khan, obviously, because he's earned the right to be a pay-per-view star. But it's an easy sell, the fight, but I won't be paying for it. I draw the line.
I know there's a lot of people that might be on your, with your thought process, but then, like you said, it's an easy sell. So they could get 250,000 pay-per-view buys off of that fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, but again, Amir Khan is not going to go for it.
No, he's not going to want to lose to a 17 fight, 24-year-old lad with no belt. He wants the big money. Yeah.
That's why I said he would have to be somebody like Avanasian who got some type of title or something.
Yeah.
Avanasian, ain't he the EU champ or something?
Yeah. In boxing, they say you get what you negotiate. You don't get what you deserve. You get what you negotiate.
Yeah. So if we could do that.
I know Amir Khan. If Conor Ben lands those punches at Amir Khan, he's going to sleep. We all know that.
Yeah. Now, like you said, Amir Khan just might not take it, and he still might be trying to get Pacquiao.
Yeah, he wants a big money fight. If he's going to lose, he wants to get paid highly for it,
And chances are he will lose against anybody good right now.
That's why
I don't think he would be able to beat Kell Brook in that whole hypothetical situation. I said I don't think he would beat Kell Brook.
But if he was to fight Conor Ben now and lose, it was not going to look good on him. He won't get all those big paydays will be gone.
I don't even see him. I don't even see him fighting anymore. To be honest with you,
he's just talking.
He's doing reality TV in England. Man.
He's getting soft.
Yeah, his belly getting low.
Yeah, he's getting a bit fat.
Yeah, chubby.
Yep.
Right, guys. Let's move on to the Joe Smith Jr. card. Effie Ajoba destroys Brian Howard with the best right hand I've ever seen. I've seen in a long time.
Oh my God.
That was a terrible punch. And, he reminded me a little bit of Wilder.
Yeah,
he pushed into it and put all his weight. But don't forget, that guy was shorter. I think he was shorter, so he kind of was punching down a little bit.
Yeah.
But he really launched it so quickly and torqued into it on the front foot. He threw everything he had into that. And I thought, is this guy going to get up?
Wow. I was like, wow. I was waiting for the leg to twitch. I was like, oh man.
But he needed that win. He needed a spectacular knockout because the way his career's been going, it's not been going in the right direction.
I mean, listen, he's been winning, but see what they did is, and it's kind of okay that they did it, in my opinion. His last few fights with the PBC, he kind of like fought guys that was kind of on that same pro level as him. They were kind of still green, thinking that they're going to be their prospect level, trying to be contenders. So that was cool. And those are the fights that went the distance. He didn't look so great and all that, but you see, he refined a few things and knocked this dude out.
Do you think, I still look at him as a poor man's Wilder? And I don't mean that disrespectfully. He's still a good fighter.
But you'll say it anyway.
That's just my opinion at the minute. He will get there. He will get to world level, but he's not there yet,
Yo, listen, I'm trying to recall Wilder in his early, at this point.
He wasn't as good as the Jaguars. He wasn't as good as the Jaguars right now.
No, he wasn't. He really wasn't. But the similar, Ajaba is not on his feet. He don't bounce or anything. He's flat-footed. He don't really move his head too much. He stands up tall, so he kind of utilizes his length and reach to his advantage. But the
thing with him is he's young. That's the one thing that he's got. He's 26. He could be around another 6-7 years, and I believe he will get to world title status. But it's going to be a hard road.
They was talking about him versus Anderson down the line.
Jared Anderson. Didn't Jared Anderson fight on the same card?
Yeah, that's why they was talking about it. Because
who did he beat?
Anderson.
Who did he beat again? I forget who he beat. I know he won pretty.
Yeah, he beat him. I forget.
Yeah, he did. The thing is that he didn't have much of amateur career, so he's going in there. I mean, he's 6'6". He's big. What is he now? He's about 27.
26. So
26,
he's got
27.
time on his side, you know.
Yeah, but see, that amateur career when you start younger really helps you by the time. Right now, he should be in title contention and have
Really,
more.
yeah.
So, you know, he's got a lot of power. They're tightening up his defense more. He's getting smarter.
Before we
But
go,
how long do you think before he actually can deal with like the top 5?
another 2 years. Give him another 2 years.
Yeah. So he'll be what?
Tom,
Yeah.
you got to think about this. The top 5. You talking about the top 5 now?
Well,
Or in
whoever's
5 years.
coming up by that time too. But
I was gonna say, like,
still
they,
should be.
but you got to think his peers are probably going to be the ones that's going to be like within the top 10. The dudes that's around his.
Hergovich and
Right, like those guys, Yoka and Herkovich and possibly even Dubois. You know, Joe Joyce, I think, is a step above. You know, but those guys.
What
like,
about Michael? What about Michael Hunter? You know,
Michael. You'll still
I
have
think
Joseph
Hunter
Hart.
I think Hunter might be like the bridge between the two eras, between the Wilder, Fury, AJ people, and these guys coming behind them, the Jared Andersons and the
you'll have Joseph
FAs and
lying around as well because he's about.
you know, you have Joe Joyce is what, 12-0.
Yeah, but he's 36.
But he's like 34, 35.
Yeah,
He older than he older than Wilder, AJ, and Fury.
You know, you got Yoka.
Or just as old.
You got Tony Yoka, who's 10-0.
Yeah. I'll tell you.
Yeah, Herkovich.
Herkovich.
Um,
Usyk is only 18-0, but
actually Herkovich and Hunter about to fight for the IBF titles.
Yeah.
That'll be great.
Did you guys see Tommy Morrison's son fight against Joseph?
I did. I saw it.
Terrible,
I didn't see it. I heard it was not that good.
He got knocked over, complaining to the ref. He's terrible, this guy. He's just living off his dad's name. It's trash, you know.
Well,
you know, he got a brother that fights too, right?
Yeah, his brother's terrible. You know, they're both terrible.
You know, you know he got a brother too that boxes. That's a heavyweight.
Yeah, but he's not very good. I've seen him. He's even worse.
Neither one of them.
Yeah, so they're living off daddy's name, and but Trey Lippy has the same sort of manager that his dad had, exactly the same person.
And you got to think, it wasn't that in the Midwest, that fight.
Yes,
this was on the Indica.
You know, that's where you know a lot of people, they kind of like famous there. So
wasn't
you know, he
Texas. It was Texas.
I thought it was Omaha.
Oklahoma, yeah.
Oklahoma. Yeah. So like you know, Oklahoma. Right? They fight around there, so they might have put him on the card to try to bring in. Did they have fans at that place?
I believe they did. Yeah. A couple of thousand.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So they, you know, they do whatever you can to bring in the locals, and Morrison might be, you know, a local guy.
He looks just like his dad. There's bits of him that are similar, but it's like just a poor man's Tommy Morrison. You know, I hate to speak ill of the dead, but you know, they'll serve a penny on shit.
That won't stop you.
They'll serve a penny on shit, won't they? You know, right. We'll move on to the main event. Joe Smith Jr. edges Maximin Vlasov, which this was an okay performance. You know, it wasn't the best, but he's got so many holes in his game. What do you guys think?
Well, if I was a ref, I would have gave that fight to Maxim, in my opinion. But that's just me.
It was close. I think he got the favor of the decision, but it was close. But you know, the thing about Joe is that he doesn't give up. He keeps trying, and he came on in the later rounds.
I think, I don't know. This is what is crazy. I gave him the last two clearly, right? Joe Smith.
Right.
But that means that in the ref's eyes, that he was up, like in one of those guys had it, I think 8-9 of 3 or something. I was like,
that's crazy. I
was listening to the scores and I'm like, wait, nah. Yo, Maxim was moving around. See, a lot. I don't know how. It's just that he was doing more with what he wanted to do than Joe Smith was trying to do with what he wanted to do. Maxim was able to effectively do what he set out to do way better than Joe Smith was trying to do what he was doing. And Joe Smith, he's limited. We know that he's limited. He has the right hand that he hopefully could come behind a jab and throw it. But other than that, he's straight up and down. No chaser. He ain't, he's no tricks, no bells and whistles with Joe Smith.
Maxim, he's like a lunch pail fighter.
Right. Maxim was moving, and I don't know. I just like, in my opinion, I thought Maxim won that fight. It was a close fight, but I would have gave the nod to Maxim. With that being said, I think he'll fare better. The fight against Beterbiev might look better for Joe Smith because of the styles.
Yeah, but I think Beterbiev will just bust him up after about 4
Beterbiev will bust him up, but I think, like, as far as the fight, Joe Smith, he'll get hurt, he'll get hit, but that's the type of fight that I think he'll want to fight more so in.
Yeah, I agree with that. Totally. I totally agree.
This guy was tiring him out. He couldn't catch him.
Yeah.
For me, Joe had that cut in the second round. I think Joe, his defense is dreadful. And he's not going to keep that belt long. I tell you that for nothing.
They're going to fight Beterbiev next. And then
because he'll lose. He should cash out while he can. Make his money while he can. They know he's going to lose. So that's why they're making the fight now. A good fighter.
His defense is his offense. And if he can't have his offense, then he's going to have a hard night.
You can't just go against Beterbiev and just load shots and not expect to get hit.
They're gonna have a Cold War. Russia
with missiles, fucking missiles. But do you think, when you look at Joe Smith Jr., you look at him, he's damn lucky to be a world champion. I have to be honest.
I don't know about that. I mean, he knocked out Hopkins out of the ring, although Hopkins was an old man.
Well, I'm just saying
that he beat Alvarez. Those are legitimate.
But what I'm saying, the way he fights. He's never going to have a long. You're never going to have a long career.
Didn't he beat Barrera too? Didn't he beat Barrera?
He beat Jesse Hart.
He beat Hart. He beat Alvarez, who was the former champion. Who stopped
what I'm saying
Kovalev.
is, don't expect him.
Did he fight Sullivan Barrera?
He lost to Sullivan, didn't he? I thought he lost to Sullivan a decision.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay. That was his.
Sullivan.
Okay.
Sullivan is a better boxer.
Yeah. Yeah, so he had, I mean, again, he was deserving of getting a title shot. And if it was for a vacant belt, then so be it. But he was deserving of what he had did at the division to get a shot. And so, I mean, I don't know if you would consider that luck, because he earned his shot. But
he did.
But if you want to consider luck in the sense of he was lucky that his opponent was who he was when he fought for the title, then maybe that could be that you can argue that one more so.
Yeah. Look, he fought his way up. He beat Fonfara. He beat a couple of guys on the way up that were pretty good, not big names. But then, he beat Fonfara, and then he went up, and then he had Bernard Hopkins by KO. Then Barrera, he lost the decision. And then he comes back with the KO against Russell. Then he fights Bivol and loses a decision. He had Bivol hurt. Then he wins against Jesse Hart. He KOs Elder Alvarez. And then, now he's winning against Maxim, the guy, Vlasov. So, the guy's up there. I mean, he's worthy. But whether or not he's great is another story. He's worthy. So we'll see.
Right. Yeah. Like in his own, when he tells his story, he's a hero.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And that's so hey, kudos to Joe Smith. Congratulations to the new WBO light heavyweight champ.
There you go.
Go ahead. Hey, we seen Beterbiev get dropped by right hand. So hey, and that's Joe Smith's weapon. So who knows?
We'll see.
Good fight. Right, we'll move on. We'll talk about this weekend's cards, then we'll talk about news after. So
wait, there's another fight. You're gonna just skip the whole.
Which other fight was that?
Wait, the Jerron Ennis, yo, this dude is
Oh, yeah,
Oh
nice.
sorry.
man, he's
Yeah, sorry.
oh
This
yeah, oh
guy
yeah,
is nice, yo.
oh yeah. I've been
Yeah,
watching Ennis for a while now, and he's just getting
yeah.
more
I
and
mean,
more
listen, yeah,
impressive.
right, right, yo. This fight against Lipinets, I was like, oh, it was two other fights on the card, Akanas, Ankajas,
Right,
and on the other guy, Stayonis.
Stannis. Yes, yeah, right. That was a good fight too. That
Yeah,
was
yeah, that
close.
was a decent one.
Yeah.
He's a level behind Ennis and them, that guy, because that was welterweight, right? Because he fought the lawman. Yeah, that was welterweight. That was another one that was good. The lawman was making him fight, making him
That's
deserve,
right.
making him earn that win.
Oh, and did he ever?
Yeah, his punches aren't. The lawman's punches wasn't strong enough to keep him off of him. So
No.
like if the lawman had a little bit more strength, then maybe he could have won a few more of those rounds. But
They were close. The guy was through, I think he threw a little bit stronger and he was fast. He had a very good jab. And he went to the body.
Yeah, I was saying though, if he learns how to cut off the ring, because that jab is that guy's jab is a power jab. That guy's jab is a power shot.
Yeah.
It's not just a regular old jet like a setup punch. That punch is a power punch. And if he learns how to cut off the ring effectively, because Delorme was able to slip around him a lot, like come out of the corner, come off the ropes a lot. If he learns how to because he has power, you can see he got a little bit of strength just by his power jab. He's trying to, but yeah, a couple more fights, Delorme level guys.
Ennis, nobody's going to want to fight Ennis.
No.
That's the problem. Right? Who at the top is going to want, Spence, Pacquiao, Bud, but him and Bud they're both southpaws. That would be interesting.
And
but
they
Ennis
fight.
Is just
Yeah, that would
better.
be. Yeah, that would be great. Him and Bud because the way they would his response to they was like when they asked him, so why did you switch? He was like, yo, I don't even know when I'm switching. It's just like I'll just fight.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know when I'm going left or right.
Got to keep an eye on him because he's going to do something special.
And he got good defense. Yeah. He's not, and he said it in a post-fight interview. He was saying, this fight, a lot of the previous fights, he was rushing, he was like a little anxious or whatever. This fight, his plan was to be more relaxed and let the fight come to him and let the stuff come set up. And I'm like, that's exactly what it was. Lipinets tried to come inside thinking that, okay, I'm gonna have the advantage if I get inside. And he was able to effectively nullify Lipinets on the inside. Yo, that guy, man, he's looking special.
We spoke about him about a year ago. We brought him up. I remember, and we both agreed at that time he was going to be something. And now it's coming true. If he just keeps working and keeps winning, he's going to be getting a title shot soon.
Yeah. I mean, he got to put him. They got to put. I would love. This would be an ideal fight down the line, obviously, but him versus Virgil Ortiz if they keep winning.
Yeah.
Guys, we've only got 10 minutes left. So we need to go to the card.
Okay.
For next week. Right. So we've got Demetrius Andrade against Liam Williams. This is for the WBO middleweight title.
I got Andrade winning.
Yeah, Demetrius winning. Me too.
I think he's gonna knock him out, but it's on.
You know what? He's got to start knocking more people out. He's got to get more dramatic if he wants those really big fights against, Canelo and those other people.
Can I be honest? Liam Williams is not world level. Far from it,
Well, why did you match him with this guy? Come on.
No, because he's not very good. He lost. He's 28. He's young. He's improving. But I mean, he beat Alicante Fox quite easily. But remember, he lost to Liam Smith in a competitive. I just don't. He's not world level. He's far from world.
I think you should go work for Eddie Hearn and get him straightened out.
Well,
Progress and Redchek.
Yeah, but really, Andre doesn't want to be fighting shit like
That's this weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that's a crazy card because you have Jake Paul and Ben Askren and Cunningham for Steve Cunningham versus Frank Mir.
Yeah, you got
it's
a bugged
just
out
silly,
bunch
man.
of different
Silly MMA guys.
Don't they got two like businessmen fighting on that card
Yeah.
too?
Is it on Dazan, this card?
It's on. Let's see. It's on Media
No, it's
USA Fight. USA Fight.
It probably
It's probably on Fight TV out here. You know, like you could pay for it on Fight TV. That's how the last Triller thing happened.
Let me have a look.
All right.
Jake Paul. Right.
What's the next card?
There was one more fight on that.
Hannah Gabriels
Yeah.
and Gaitan. World Boxing Council female heavy title for the vacant.
Is that the
light
one
heavy.
for the two titles, right? The light heavy and the
That's
heavyweight?
right. That's right.
Yeah. Hey,
I don't know these guys. I got to check them out.
Hannah Gabriels, I think she lose to
yeah,
Clarissa?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. The name rings a bell. I think you're right. What else you want to talk about? Rocky Balboa?
There was one more fight. Reggie Progress is fighting this weekend as well.
Right. We
just
just
said
spoke
that.
about that. Yeah,
I think he's gonna beat Red Clay.
I think so too.
Easily. So then
Listen, don't be surprised if Regis and Adrian Broner fight soon for some money, because Adrian Broner been talking about he wants some more money. Triller giving out money. They messing with Regis right now, so you know who knows. AB might be fighting Regis on one of these Triller cards.
Hey, didn't we read that Mike Tyson is breaking with Triller and he wants to do his own thing, and they got him contracted for his 2 next fights. So the Holyfield fight is over, and he's going to fight McBride. Kevin McBride is going to fight Holyfield. Who's
on the
going to watch
undercard
that?
of Lambros, yeah, Carimbas.
But it's good for Holyfield because this gives Holyfield a tune-up because
Yeah,
Tyson already had a
question.
tune-up.
Yeah.
Tyson already had his tune-up.
Yeah.
James Toney wanted to fight Tyson too. He threw his name in the mix.
He might even beat him.
Yeah, he might mess around and beat Tyson.
Why is Steve Cunningham fighting Frank Mir? That's hilarious.
What happened?
That's absolutely hilarious. Frank Mir.
Hold on 1 second.
You know, what's his name? James Toney. He doesn't play. He'll go in there and really fight.
Lights out.
Yeah, he doesn't fool around.
This Frank Mir guy is a former UFC heavyweight champion. But
Yeah.
But the problem is when you get a mixed martial arts getting in there with a former world champion boxer, they're going to get their asses handed. You know, it's embarrassing.
Exactly.
It's embarrassing.
Steve Cunningham was a good fighter in his day.
He's very good, yeah.
What, cruiserweight champ, and he fought
Yeah.
Tyson Fury and decked him.
Knocked him
Remember that?
down. Yeah, knocked him
he
down.
knocked him down
Did it once
hard.
or twice.
Once, but it was a bad knockdown. I mean, he
Yeah.
put him down. And
Yeah.
Tyson got up, and fortunately, he held on and got out of that, and came back. But Cunningham really clocked him.
And I always use that as a point of reference when people like to say that Tyson Fury will beat Muhammad Ali because of size difference.
No,
I'm like, Steve Cunningham dropped Tyson Fury, and we know Muhammad Ali a way better boxer than Steve Cunningham.
that was 8 years ago. You know, this whole incident happened 8 years ago. You know,
Yeah, we know that, but the point we're trying to make is Cunningham's fighting an MMA guy that
who he's going to
in a
kill.
boxing match. You know, Cunningham's a former world champion in the
Gonna kill him.
cruiserweights.
Oh, he gonna beat him. If
Gonna
it's a
beat him
boxing
up.
match, he should beat him.
Oh, beat him! He should beat him silly.
Rocky Balboa.
And then it's gonna set up the fight between him and Tarver. That Tarver won.
So Jake Paul will beat Jake Aspirin as well. He'll destroy him.
Yeah, I mean, I think Jake
Probably.
Paul tried to take boxing
kill him.
seriously.
I mean, he's going to kill this guy. You know.
Well, Ben Askren is a pretty tough guy.
Oh, he is, but he's not a boxer. You know, there's a big difference as we've seen.
Well, yeah, like with Conor McGregor and Floyd.
Obviously, if it's a real fight, and there's no rules, obviously, it's martial arts. Obviously, Ben Askren would kick his ass. We all know he would kill him.
Oh
if
yeah,
he's
he
not a
would
boxer,
destroy him. But
he'd
it's
kill him.
different. It's a different game. But see, the thing with Ben Askren, he was never really a striker. He was always a wrestler.
But if he can get near Jake Paul, if it was an MMA match, he'd kill him. Obviously, you know. But
Obviously.
Yeah.
let's talk about Rocky. But in the next Creed film, 3, is going to be directed by what's his name, Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan. Okay.
And Rocky.
No, it's
Balboa
Michael
and-
B. Jordan. He's going to direct it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stallone's not going to be in, which is a good thing, I think.
I think it's good for Stallone. But we're going to have to see. You know, Stallone casts a big shadow as Rocky.
But after the first Creed, he should have disappeared. You know, they need to kill him off. I'm not being disrespectful. They should just kill him.
No. This is cool. Because of what they said, the story of the part 2, they had to have him in part 2. They couldn't have Drago and not have Rocky be a part of the story.
Yeah.
You know?
Actually, yeah.
I do feel Stallone's presence has kind of wrecked the films a little bit. I have to be honest, in my opinion.
No, he's sick. He's sick. We already know he's sick. He can't overcome whatever he gonna overcome, so he ain't gonna be in the next film. And you know, Creed gonna have to deal with the pressures of being a champ and living under his father's legacy and being a champ like his dad and all this. I don't know. That's what I would write if I was.
I do think that the Rocky series has come to a natural end now. The whole thing, you know, I don't think there's a lot more life in it.
This is a long 2 minutes.
I loved Rocky Balboa. I thought
So did I.
ended there.
But Creed
should have
hasn't
ended
got my same love. Hasn't got my same love, and it never will. I like the Creed films,
Yeah.
but you know.
I like part 3 too. I like 3 and 4. I like 3 and 4.
me too.
I ain't gonna lie.
But we have to be honest. Us sitting here as middle-aged men, we grew up watching Rocky. We didn't. This is for a new generation. This is not for us. This Creed stuff is not for us.
All right. Now, did you guys see the original Rocky when it came out?
No,
Anybody
because
else?
I wasn't alive.
Okay. What about
Spencer
you?
probably. Spencer.
I didn't see it in the movie theater, but I
Okay,
seen it
so-
around that time.
So when it first came out, it got terrible reviews by the New York Times and some other papers. But what happened was the people were going crazy for it. And by word of mouth, it exploded. It became this huge hit. And if you know anything about that production, they did a lot of things in Philadelphia without
On the
permits
cheap.
or anything else. And actually,
Yeah, that's what
Sylvester,
that's why you see it the way it is. Yup. They at
And
night
that
and they're doing a
contributed
lot of
to-
the nighttime. Yup.
to the grittiness, you know, of the
Right,
film.
guys, we've run out of time, I'm afraid.
Oh, all right. Well,
I can do another live if anybody wants to go live again. Right, thank you for coming on the show.
All right,
hey,
later.
it was a pleasure.
Okay, bye, guys.
Bye-bye.